Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm sharing alternates 5 and 6 for the January 2021 Paper Pumpkin Kit, Sending Hearts. Let's get started. For this card, we're going to start with a piece of Whisper White, and I've got the heart stamp from the Sending Hearts stamp set and my Just Jade ink pad, and we're just going to ink up the big heart here. And then, because my ink pad is super juicy, I'm going to stamp off real quick and then stamp, and this way I get a truer Just Jade color for my stamping. Let's take this out of the way. And then I've got the Heart Duo Punch Pack, which is a plain heart and a scallop heart. And I'm going to just punch out my heart that we've just stamped. And through the magic of television, I've got 2 more of those, so you'll do 3 of those total. And then we're going to use the scallop punch and punch Coastal Cabana. And then again, through the magic of television, I've got 3 of those. So next, I've got 2 half-inch strips that are 5 1/2, so the full length of the petal pink card base that's in your kit. And we need to piece these together for our card, and I'd like the diagonal design to match up so that you don't notice the seam as much. So what we're going to do is come over here and push this across until we match the diagonal. And then I'm just going to take my pencil here and draw a very light line, and take my paper snips, and I'm just going to cut to the inside or outside of the line, because then that will, our overlap will match when we put these together. Okay? So let's put this out of the way and take our scissors out of the way for the moment. Next, I just want to take my little gray kneadable eraser and erase my pencil mark. So we're going to put these together over here. Then I've used the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder, and you need the gray plate to use with that. And let me just show you how this works real quickly. I've got a piece of 3 1/2 by 8 cardstock, the basic white, and so you're going to put that in, and you'll notice it doesn't fit in all the way. So you're going to run that through all the way the first time, and then you're going to flip this around and overlap the design just a little bit. And then when you put your gray plate on, you're only going to come up part of the way, not all the way to the end, and that way you don't have a line in your embossed design. So let's put that out of the way. So this is our next layered piece, and then we come to our card base, which is thick basic white, and it is 8 1/2 wide by 8, and then scored at 4. So let's attach our petal pink pieces here. I don't know why I took my base out of the way. So we're going to put the first piece down and use this as a guide. I'm actually going to come in and use my punch as a weight so that I've got this piece centered here. And let's add a little bit of multi-purpose glue along the back. And then this is going to go right in here to the edge of this layer. That's why we need the card. And then this piece, make sure that we're doing the matching end so that our diagonal is going to match up. And we're right there. And then, oops, it's got to be straight when we put it on. And then I'm going to use the edge of the card here, the layer, and draw my line. And let's grab my scissors, and we're going to trim this. Just straight up that line. And use my eraser again. Okay, let's get all these bits out of the way. And grab my multi-purpose glue, and we'll put this down. Do make sure that you're matching up the right part of the design. Oops. I want to be straight here, and I think I'm got to check the bottom. Okay, so take this out of the way now, and we'll move this. I seem not to have quite butted them up together, but that's okay. All right, so next I've got some of that 1/8 grosgrain ribbon from the paper pumpkin kit, and I just want to add some couple of glue dots on the back. Yep, there we go. So we'll add one here, and let's go ahead and attach this and run it across. Now you don't want to pull your ribbon tight, 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 because it will cause your this layer to bend, and that won't be a good look. So let's grab these a moment, and we're just going to make sure that we've got enough to go across, that we haven't pulled it too tight, and then I'm going to trim this piece without pulling. I just want to lay it there across the back. Okay. And then we'll come back and add one little glue dot here on the front to hold it down. Our hearts will finish the job for us. But that way we're not going anywhere. Okay. So let's finish assembling our card. Let's grab some dimensionals. And we want plenty of dimensionals on this. It's a large piece. But then when don't I tell you to use enough dimensionals to support your piece? Okay, and then we'll just pop all of these off. Okay, and Line up our edges. Okay, and then let's layer up our hearts. If you've used all the dimensionals that are in your kit, you can purchase more from my Stampin' Up! Store using the link in the description below. Dimensionals are always a great thing to have on hand. Okay, and then we need to do that one more time so that we're ready to put our hearts on. And I'm just going to set these on the card for spacing purposes. I like to do a little dry fit before adhering everything. Okay, so we're going to start with the guy in the middle. And then typically as I put things down, I don't press them fully on until I'm sure that I've got everything spaced the way that I want. That way you've got some ability to move, and I think it's our guy in the middle that needs to move over just a little bit. Okay, so let's press those on, and then let's add some of the matte black dots. These can be found in the mini catalog. And we're just going to add a few of these around as accents. Okay, and there's our slimline card. Now this is a stepped up card from the alternates that I shared in 3 and 4. I'll be back in just a moment for another project. Okay, for the second alternate in today's video, I'm going to use one of the lots of love boxes from the add-on for the Sending Hearts kits. And this is my number 6 alternate for the January 2021 Paper Pumpkin Kit. And we're just going to put this in so that the middle of this half circle is centered on the track, and we're going to cut this in half. Okay, let's put this out of the way. And then we need to burnish score lines. Let's fold all of these bits down in. And fold this guy over. Burnishing your score lines means that they won't tug on the finished project as much. So I'm going to move this one off to the side and we'll assemble this one. And then I'll assemble this one off screen since it'll be exactly the same. and that way we'll speed things up just a little bit. Okay, so you're just going to tuck this end in. This doesn't need any glue on this end. However, you're going to need some adhesive here, and you're going to need adhesive on this flap. So let's tuck this inside our little box. And let's reach down in there. Let's grab my bone folder here. Okay, so give me a moment and I'll be right back with both of these finished. Okay, so I've got our little boxes finished, and we could use these separately and decorate them. I do want to point out the difference in the side here. So if you tuck both flaps in, then you have this little half circle piece that will show. And if you tuck the bottom flap in and the side flap on the outside rather than tucking it, you get a little more finished look. So neither is absolutely right or wrong. Let's set these aside. I've got a little bit of stamping to do. I'm going to use my Coastal Cabana ink pad and the heart from the Sending Hearts kit. And let's give this a good all-over press and put this out of the way and close up my ink. And then I've got that cute little snail from the Sending Hearts kit. And I'm going to really tap on some Memento and make sure that I've really inked up all of the lines. I'm having a little trouble with this line here at the back. Doesn't want to take my ink right now. And then I'm just going to turn him on here and pick part of the design and fill him with hearts. So then I want to take my snips and we're just going to cut around. Most of this is just straight cutting, and I'm going to cut him loose from the larger piece and then come back in and get some of the details. When you do this, you can cut as little or as much of the detail as you care to. Let's move this scrap out of the way. So I'm going to start by coming in here and cleaning this up just a little bit. Pull that out, and then we'll clean up this little bit. Now you could leave the eye stalks and just give that a quick little turn of the paper, and like that. I am going to go in and cut this further. Now I'm turning my paper, oops, and I'm dropping my paper. Okay, and there we go. So that's our piece. Now, as I said, you can use these two separately, and doing the little snails will give you an extra snail. The Sending Hearts, the add-on has die-cut snails, but if you double the number of boxes, you'll need some extra snails. So I am going to adhere these two together, and I'm just checking to see that I've got the same side showing. So you could add tear and tape here if you prefer, or Stampin' Seal Plus, I'm just going to hold this and give this a little bit of rub on each side with my bone folder to make sure that it's touching in here all the way down. Okay, so now I've just made an open little box. I've got a 1/2 inch by 5.5 inch piece of the petal pink card, and I've scored it 1 3/4 from the ends. So this will give us our wrap here, and then for this part I'm just bending it. I find that easier once I have that center score. And then I've got another little 1/2 inch wide piece and 2 inches long. This is left over from our first project today, and we're going to use it to finish that back side. So let's quick put some multi-purpose glue, again tear and tape, or Stampin' Seal Plus. And I just want to set this down so that it's centered on my strip. And of course everybody needs a little bit of a hold. If you don't want to hold for a second, then the tear and tape or the Stampin' Seal Plus will be the choice that you want to make. Okay, and then we'll add this section. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay, so then we'll add this 2-inch strip on the back here to finish up. Make sure you're lined up so that your edges underneath aren't showing. All right, and then we're just going to add this cute little guy. So a dimensional down in his body, and then I'm going to take one of the mini Stampin' Dimensionals and cut it in half to put up here in his eyes. I don't think a full one fits up here. Oh, okay, and let's pull this off. Okay, there's our cute little box, and this is the perfect size for 4 of the little Hershey Nuggets. Got another one over here. Or you could do something taller that'll stick out of the top. Anyway, so there's alternate number 6. You can check out alternates 1, 2, 3, and 4 in their videos. If you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin with me, you will receive the Beyond the Box exclusive tutorial bundle each month. There's a link in the description below to my store and to subscribe for Paper Pumpkin. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell if you'd like to be notified the next time I upload a video. And have a great day. Bye. Thanks for stopping in.